Each year, Microsoft Research hosts hundreds of influential speakers from around the world, including leading scientists, renowned experts in technology, book authors, and leading academics, and makes videos of these lectures freely available.
Thank you so much. It's super excited again. Like last year, it was really very, very excited to be here. But I found this quote very quickly, and I just found a very meaningful moment to just bring that up in the beginning. So I'm Refik Anadol. I'm currently teaching at UCLA Design Media Arts Department, and I thought that there will be a very quick 10 minutes of, maybe it's a big name to say, but I think it will be very nice to wrap up things what happened. So basically, I mean, like most of the media arts student, I was truly extremely excited from the future of, and sci-fi was like one of the main interest points in the life. And I was 9 years old when I saw this movie, and I probably, that's maybe the reason I'm now living in Los Angeles. We are almost 3 years ahead of this moment in the movie. But if you look at today, actually, the problem of public space is having a huge problems. There's no way that we are close to 3 years, and also the democratically using public space is truly not in that format of maybe design. While I was researching, and I found this very incredible point doing the research with Lev Manowitz's Poetics of Augmented Space talk writing, and he was really pointing out a future that an artist, architects, and engineers may combine a beautiful kind of maybe a new medium, a new exploration in media arts and architecture together. While we are today actually having this kind of a notion of our perceptions truly immersed by this social computing, as an artist, I just thought that what will happen if a light as a material can be a kind of a new maybe a storytelling in a public space. And I decided as a media artist like 6 years ago, use light as a material on top of an architecture as a canvas, collaborated with many different architects to understand what will happen if this dynamic perception can be a kind of a new medium. But then I decided to move to light and space movement, which is like coming from Los Angeles. And then last year I have a chance to show this kind of a dream project that I have a chance to collaborate with Frank Gehry and Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra. And the idea was what will happen as a simple concept, like an advanced design building like that, a cultural beacon can transform into a kind of an architectural intelligence form. And I was so lucky and invited to Microsoft Research Summit with my actually short. I didn't understand how important it was. I was on the stage in 8 minutes I was shaking. But it was a wonderful day for me, and it was and thank you, Lily, and everybody there that give a big encouragement and make this dream happen. First, Gary and his team was truly being friendly and share all their 3D models, which is kind of like a huge data set and a huge, like everything was there. And the idea was much easier to execute as a MFA candidate. And then I was so lucky to be combined with great developer friends, create a custom software by using an open source software. And then the idea became a kind of a case study. And that was kind of an important moment that I want to just thank you again and remind you back. So, but after that, there was that important moment, and then LA Phil trusted this case study, and this time the idea was literally transforming their interior architectural experience into a kind of a canvas. And again, luckily, Gary's beautiful positive involvement transformed this building interior experience into a canvas. And I was so lucky to again combine this idea with Esa-Pekka Salonen, his body motions, and use Kinect as this time transform his internal kind of a conversation between the 110 musicians and transform his body motions into a kind of a poetic connection. So, but I think the most important part of that process was literally bringing music, media arts, and architecture in a one canvas. Was a very meaningful moment, and yeah, I just want to say thank you. And now, nowadays, I'm also researching about temporary immersive environment experiments. I think we are in a kind of this amazing leap that is virtual reality is transforming ourselves. But I think we should not skip a generation that probably will not be involved. And I highly believe that there may be this kind of interesting moments. And even a simple room that we have all ourselves in their houses have this the simplest form of like architecture space and transforming this into a kind of an experiment platform and luckily transforming this space into different states and researching on how humankind is actually without any political or anything national background, we have almost the same kind of a DNA gene connection between those immersive environments. And today is I think this is like one of another dream that happened after that amazing Microsoft moment. And my dream was kind of like how to collaborate in a much larger scale, this time literally finding a way to create a public art project that is permanent. And maybe you know that there is this big challenge that if you want to be a public artist, you need to join these 1% competitions. It's pretty highly challenging. Many talented artists and genius minds are transforming their ideas into public forms. And I was lucky to be invited as a competition, one of the artists in San Francisco in 350 Mission Street. And this time there was this kind of a vision of a media wall that has been already in the mind of the developer and the architect's SOM. And it was kind of those pre-rendered world of ideas. And the biggest question, of course, as a media artist and try to transform maybe this field, how to create stories for public art in 21st century was one of the biggest questions. And actually, the other big one is, can public art have intelligence, memory, and culture? Literally transforming public art in this case of this very high-end technological input, how to really bring this huge canvas into a much meaningful platform. By the meantime, huge computational power that needs to be done. So promising things is much different when have these kind of computational challenges, which we hear a lot of beautiful stories today. I thought it will be very interesting to really bring an open data set from the city's existing website, which is launched in 2009, and the portal contains hundreds of city data sets for use by developers, analysts, residents, and more. So basically, most importantly, open data portals enable a data-driven ecosystem which supports a range of positive outcomes such as increased quality of life, efficient city services, better decisions, but most importantly, maybe an artwork that has this kind of intelligence and memory and culture. So very quickly, in just 6 months, we have to create a kind of a custom pipeline, custom software that can analyze and listen real time many different data sources. And most importantly, there was this very huge frozen data sets coming from the city's archives of Open Portal. And I want to show you very quickly a short video of the documentation of the piece. It's now up and running, and it's a very short documentation about the piece. It was a beautiful collaboration with many people, and I just like want to share today with you before closing these maybe days. And I was really very lucky to be collaborate for the first time like such a impressive team of people, and then really understand how like a massive already openly available some sort of publicly available data sets can maybe become kind of a new notion for the artist. And sorry for the bad language, we have to create those very small hackings for sure to get all these real-time social network data and try to transform them into a kind of very massive GPU calculated heat map, and then transform those data clouds into an understandable still landscapes. And in the meantime, learning how to really create a logical input for the GPU computation and try to like bring those very highly detailed, almost 8K resolution screen, and kind of try to create that world. And the trompe-l'oeil part, which was a huge inspiration, and create this parametric data sculptures to transform that screen and have this kind of an awareness to know where it's located and how it's connected with its surroundings. And I think now I'm trying to teach this topic to my students at UCLA and try to understand how to like achieve 21st century approach to public art. Thank you so much.